Oh, this is your boy, as you can see, next up next with the purple drink in this wreck. You already know what it is. Bars. Nah, I'm just playing. But I came to talk to you guys about something that's a semi-serious but not really serious. And the title of this video is gonna be 2K be driving me to drink, bruh. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. There's no gameplay. There's no nothing. I'm just gonna walk around. This is just a real quick story time. I don't want no distractions because I want to see if you guys can relate to me, right? So for the most part, what I want to talk to you guys about is that 2K be driving me to drink, and not just me. I feel like it's everybody. I feel like when I first fell in love with 2K, I could play this game all day, all night. Like that's what I could do, especially when I was young when I first got the 2K series. Obviously I'm young, like you can't do drugs or drink, you're underage, right? But I feel like as I got older, and I feel like once the online shit started, like I feel like 2K has changed for me. I used to play my GM, my team. I used to play a lot of different modes. I didn't play online like that. And maybe I just, I blame me myself. Maybe all my friends played it and they had my players and I joined in. Maybe it just wasn't organic. So I'm not going to blame 2K itself. But I feel like I was much more versatile of a 2K player, and I played more modes. Like I had fun building rosters. Like I used to love being a my GM and building a team and signing two-way players and developing a 60 to a 80 or a 90, or drafting no names and turning them into superstars and sending them to the G League. And if you can relate to me, I respect that. But if you don't, you're like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Go ahead and roast me. I'm cool with that. And I used to do that all in a sober, clear-minded experience, even as I became an adult, you know. But like now, personally, I just feel like 2K kind of ruined the experience. Like it's not pure anymore, you know. Versus like my GM is so fucking hectic, and excuse my language, but like the story clips and the usability is not fun, and just the way you can have a player that's a 76 on my GM, and the way they do things is just a player rando's averaging 30. You know what I'm saying? Or a player that can pass, he's averaging 3 assists. Like the way they do simulations on this game, and damn, I wish I got that skeleton. But anyways, I just don't understand like their simulation and like their AIs. And I know, like, oh, draft a certain class, or I know there's something where you could draft like, the way their data is or their DNA or whatever. But like the fact that I even have to do that is fucking insane. Why isn't Luca averaging 30? Why is he averaging 21? Why is LeBron averaging 40 until he's 45? Like I love LeBron, but come on now, 2K. Why don't players retire at appropriate times? Why do players get injured? Do you know how many injuries I see in this league where it's severed vertebrae? And it's just my GM got bad for me, right? So let me skip my GM. I don't even have to talk about my team. It just became a pay to win type of situation and just extra stupid. And I just didn't like that. But you know what else I want to talk about as well? I don't know when. I feel like in high school and even when I got a little older, I felt like I used to love playing 5v5. I used to love that mode. I used to love everything about it. I used to love beating people with random teams because it would show you how good you are. If you didn't have an OP team, if you didn't have things going on, you could you would have to show how good you are, especially if you guys did the 3 times choose a random, and you got like the Charlotte Hornets versus, the Clippers are good now, but you got the Clippers back then you have to really show how good you are. And it really showed true competition. I don't know from then to now like what happened or what stopped it. Like I really couldn't tell you, but I just fell out of love with that for some reason. I got more drawn to the online series than anything. So I don't know what happened. And again, I'm gonna be accountable. I blame me. I really don't know what happened with that, right? So, anyways, what the fuck area is this? All this unnecessary ass shit, man. This shit is stupid, bro. This shit is stupid. But anyways, So I stopped playing 5v5 because I started doing more online shit, right? But let's keep it going. So as I gravitate to the 2K16s, the 2K17s, and playing, online modes and playing against each other. In the beginning, it was fun. It was cool. Again, not drinking, not smoking. Still up until I would say I was 24, 25. I didn't do any drugs. I didn't even like alcohol like that. And I think along the lines, once I started playing certain video games and stuff like that, I think especially with 2K, the experience became kind of boring or numb to me, if that makes any sense. Like I couldn't bring myself to get on the game, and I would say especially when 2K19 came out and 18, those years were horrible. Everybody knows 2K18 is usually universally some of the worst games that are out there, right? Like they're just, yeah, let me get past this copyrighted ass music, copyright, copyright, copyright. But like, but those games were universally horrible. So one day, and this is a short story time, I just was like out of it. I'm like, bruh, what am I gonna do? Mortal Kombat. I like Mortal Kombat, but it became a little bit too advanced and all that shit. I like the old school Mortal Kombat and some of the new ones. I'll still watch the gameplay though, but I just don't like the way you have to play it this time, right? So I'm like, man, bro, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, these games suck, like, or at least in my like normal mind state. I remember I was just chilling. I didn't have nothing to do. My girl was, at the crib, doing her thing, watching YouTube or whatever was out at the time before TikTok. Yes, I'm gonna hold that. I don't give a damn. But what happened was, I got like a drink. Like, I got like, I don't know, it probably was like some champagne or some OJ. And I went to the crib. I wasn't even thinking about playing the game, honestly. I just drank some. And this is before I started smoking too, and I'm gonna talk about that. And I don't smoke anymore. I haven't smoked in years. This is all a short period of time. But I drank like, I made my own mimosas, and all of a sudden I felt good. I felt happy. It just kind of blinded me and numbed me to like all my previous feelings, right? So I get on the game and I feel confident. I feel happy. I feel excited. I feel like, man, for some reason this game feels different, and that's what started the, drinking habits and drinking big jugs of wine. And I went from like 160 to like 240, and just going crazy with this shit. And mind you, I'm not realizing it because I'm just at my crib. I'm not going to the club. I'm not cheating with a little bitty bitch. So I'm just thinking like, I'm just having fun. It's harmless. But then it starts to deteriorate your health. And maybe you get more mad at the game when you're drunk, so you're yelling and screaming, and your girl can hear it, and neighbors, and those type of things, right? I start banging my desk more, things I just wasn't doing when I was more sober and cool and young and all that other shit, right? So let's talk about the smoking. The smoking was kind of brought in because, again, I was going through a lot. Again, before, I just wasn't really heavy into drugs or doing any of that type of stuff. So, like, what really happened is, again, I knew some dudes who smoked weed, and they were seeing me deal with some things, and next thing you know, I'm doing the puff puff pass, put in on that 20, and pretty much that's how the story goes. It's really simple. And I started talking to these guys, getting my own weed, get my own marijuana, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it. And I started smoking and playing the game. And in the beginning, it was a vibe. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm not, again, if you sip a little wine, drink alcohol, whatever you do or smoke, I'm not villainizing you. This is just my story. This is just my journey and how I dealt with it, right? So I'm not villainizing you. If you still do it or you don't, it's up to you. I'm not judging you. But I feel like it's a correlation for me with YouTube, right? I mean, with 2K, not YouTube. Because I feel like right at that moment, it became like a necessary need. Like I needed to smoke to play this game. I needed to drink to play this game. It's like smokers that they can't eat nothing without smoking. They can't function without the day. That's how 2K and drugs and drinking was for me. I could not play this game. Like literally, I would go days if I just didn't drink or smoke that week. I would go days without playing this stuff. Or even you guys see me like, oh, why hasn't he uploaded or posted or went live? It's because I was going periods where I was very sober and I just didn't have that feeling, that rush like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to smoke, I need to drink. Like I just didn't have the feeling. So you know what I'm saying? So that's where it just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it got out of hand. You know, everybody deals with their faults. I'm just being transparent. You know me, I'm real. I tell you guys the truth. So you know what I'm saying? It just kind of got out of hand. I was smoking 2, 3 blunts, going through a 2, 3 hour video game session. You know what I'm saying? Which again, I know some people like, nigga, that's not nothing. I put that in my backwood, you know. And I feel you, you know. I'm talking about me. I ain't got lungs of steel, you know. So, and I'm over here down in a whole cheap bottle of wine, you know. And I think, you know, it's just not good for your health. As much as, you know, sometimes as men, we think we bulletproof. We think we can go through things and we don't have the consequences. You know, sometimes you just need to just be in a healthier mind state and take care of yourself. But to end that story, you know, I just started to realize like, hey, like every time I do these things, I'm not in a clear mindset. And this is not how I started 2K. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey ladies, how you doing? You know, hey, my name is Nix. You know, if you need my number, bitch, I don't want you. You white anyways. Oh, never mind. But anyways, no, I'm just playing. But look, listen, I got sidetracked with the bitty bitches. But anyways, look, I was going overboard. I was smoking a lot, drinking a lot. You know, it was starting to mess with my productivity in other areas of my life. You know, in my relationships with people and my girl, and I just feel like it just wasn't the good move. You know, so I started to analyze like why was I doing what I was doing? You know, like you know, and I started to try to piece the pieces. Was it just my past? Was it my life? Was it stresses? You know, some of the normal things you think that would happen to you, which is fine. But I realized that when I wasn't playing 2K, I wasn't doing any of those things. When I was playing 2K, I was doing those things. And I started to correlate like, hey, maybe 2K's experience, it's so mind-numbingly boring and trash and just not where it should be at this point. It's just not enjoyable, and I feel like I need to numb myself or give it some type of boost in order to play it. And again, for some of you guys, not a big deal. I understand that, but for me, it was taking away my natural joy from the game, and that's why I just wasn't playing it a lot or just jumping on a lot because let's just be honest, you know, 2K has been trash and not a top tier product, even though some of it was decent, some of it was okay. 2K has been a average at best, decent quality project, which is like a 6 or 7 out of 10 for the last 5 to 6 years. And it's 2K23, right? They haven't taken advantage of the new system gen and the old system gen. They started their VC stuff. It just hasn't been fun. You know, I would say the last time we were all on one system was on 2K20, where everybody could play. You can get games, have fun, get on, get off, and you really not do too much. But these last few years, it's just honestly been hard to get on and be motivated and to do things. And you know, and maybe it has to do with age. Maybe it has to do with the way I see video games and what I want. I don't know. But I say that to say, for the people who had to drink or smoke to do the game, I'm not judging you, but sometimes, let's be honest, it's not healthy. You know, you don't want to have those habits in the rest of your part of your life. And then, you know, just with the smoking and stuff, again, I'm not demonizing people who smoke weed or do any of those things, because I used to. Been sober for a couple years, you know, about to be 3 this year. But at the end of the day, though, you know, what I really wanted to touch on is that just keep things to a healthy, moderate standard. Don't let things take over your life. Don't let 2K take over your life. You know, don't let these things run you or control you. And even if you feel like you want to play 2K, I gotta hit this blunt, I gotta smoke that. Like, think about that. If you can't do something clean, maybe you really don't like it, and you're kind of tricking yourself to like it. You're kind of tricking yourself to enjoy it. You know, and that's not really good. You should enjoy something naturally, and anything you do add to it is an addition. But that's just the way I view it. So I just wanted the guys to tell you, like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say 2K is solely 100% responsible for me picking up some bad habits, but I'll give them 50-60%, because I just feel like this game is so stale sometimes, and just it lacks excitement and appeal. I felt like in the past I had to smoke, I had to drink, I had to blaze one, I had to do something to keep my attention, or I would not play this shit. Like now I get on every once in a while, clear-minded, and you know, give you guys some content and how I feel about it, and you know, that's what I do. But the part of me that used to rage and be drunk and be crazy, like that part, you know, it's still gonna be there, but it's gonna be naturally, organically more me instead of more of that. So if you could relate to my story, or you even have your own story about 2K, let me know. You know, and you can judge me, you can tell me, oh, bro, you tripping or whatever. That's cool too. I'm putting it out there for you guys, so I understand it. But yeah, you know, 2K drove me to drink and pick up the blunt. I'm just being honest, but I'm not judging you guys if you guys enjoy it on a leisurely level. I understand you probably work hard, or you deal with life. You want to come home, turn on the game, and just enjoy yourself and relax and decompress. I get it, but sometimes those things take over you, and that's where it's not good. So I appreciate you guys. More content on the way. You know, road to 500 subs, road to be partnered with, you know, YouTube. And again, I want to continue to bring you guys more content. I'm in the process of getting a Windows laptop instead of Mac, because those programs are just not really good with OBS and some other editing software I want to use. But this is your boy. If you guys want to see any content, or me trying hot foods, or just anything you guys want to see me do, IRLs or whatever, put it down. It's cool. It's whatever. Like I said, at 1,000 subs, I'm gonna do 1 or 2 challenges. I'm already letting you know. I'm gonna try the hot ones challenge for wings if I reach 1,000 subs, or I'll eat the ghost pepper chip, or that blue chip, or whatever it is. Right? I'm doing one or the other. One or the other. I'm leaning towards the wings because I'm a punk pussy bitch. I don't want to be crying because the chicken might taste better. But if you guys want me to do the chip, I'll do the chip and end up dead. So, anyways, love you guys. This is your boy Nick's up next, and I'm out. Kickflip, Lupe Fiasco.